Chanterelle.
Okay, I will try and shove one of the spacesuits into the airlock, all 4 feet of me. Dirty 20.
Oh my gosh.
What's your movement?
This is like your third 30-20 of the night, man. That's some Natalie levels are rolling.
What's your movement?
30.
She's 30.
Okay, so 30. You can grab one, and you have a natural. You said a natural 20 or dirty 20?
Dirty 20.
Okay, that's still enough. You can grab one and start pushing it towards the airlock.
Oh, just kidding. It would have been a 21. I forgot to add that one. It would have been a 21. I know. Yeah, so we're going to start dragging it to the airlock. Yes. Useful.
Yes. So now.
I was more, my whole 4 feet of me was more useful than
that
Tybar.
You were more useful than every NPC.
Well, I hope
Put together.
so. I was more useful than the NPCs.
We'll have the NPCs go again. Oh, one of them actually manages to strike the spacesuit.
Oh, wait, no, that's a bad thing.
They're shooting it.
He shot the spacesuit.
That's not a good thing.
Because that's what the
spacesuit.
That's what I was planning on. We'll do.
Of course.
We'll do
of
1,
course.
2, 3, and then that one's will be 4. And so, okay, so it's not that one. They shot the one that's on Nick. Then, if that makes you happy.
Yes.
Wait, why does that make you happy?
Because
You
I
know
was
what?
being
That would be
useful.
good. He could 3D print cover the hole.
All right, so
It's
now
his turn
it's the bad
next.
guys are going to go to.
It's his turn almost next.
So the one that gets shot, fog starts spewing out this like mist from the spacesuit hole, and you see the little noodle guy who's fighting you just kind of go.
Deflated noodle.
And start sagging, kind of like if you unplugged one of those noodle wigglers.
There's a fake
In
point.
the
You
sun,
wobbly
melted,
man. Wobbly man.
melted. In the sun, he melted.
That's
Small,
not copyrighted.
small.
Okay, so
You can say copyrighted things. It's okay.
I know. I just.
I think it's just the running gag in this episode.
now as the fog starts spreading out, you guys notice it's hard to breathe. So everybody who's in this area here, Tybar, you're just outside the area, but you feel like you just can't quite catch your breath. The air is getting heavy.
Not Nick.
Okay.
Yeah, how does that work for Nick?
Question: is this a poisoning effect?
Yeah.
No,
I'm also immune to like
it's not a poisoning effect.
diseases,
Okay.
And-
mind control.
I just have a +2 to my rolls if it's a poisoning effect, because where I am not immune, I am resistant.
And
Hey, that's still pretty good.
Nick, you get 4 points of damage. I definitely hit you.
Okay.
I missed you, Chanterelle.
What were we rolling again?
We weren't rolling.
It was just I was doing attacks from the bad guys.
Okay, so I am
I'm-
out of stamina points and I'm down to 8 hit points.
Okay. So now
We need to plug you in.
we go to
No, it's Nick.
it's Nick. Yes.
All right. So Nick shouts to all the NPCs, "Cease your fire, you idiots! We gotta space them!" And then I'm going to mule kick, like a double foot mule kick the one that Chanterelle was pushing, and actually kick him back into the airlock proper. It'll look awesome and cinematic and amazing, Jackie Chan style.
But can you go in front of the camera and please perform said mule kick for all to see?
I don't
You
want him to hurt himself.
See me jump up and do a mule kick in the air.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what? You've known me a while. When have I ever given you any amount of evidence that I'm capable of such a thing?
Because you thought of it, so you're capable of
But
it.
remember,
That's how
the
that
power of
works.
friendship makes anything possible.
Yeah,
So-
I believe in our friendship.
Wait. So in your mind, if someone's capable of imagining something, they're capable also of doing it?
That's scary because I imagine some pretty twisted things.
Right?
I just wanted to see you try. Jeez.
So you're gonna do the kick or what?
Yes.
I'm just.
Nick is.
Through the abstract random dice generator known as a die roll.
No, we know you select your die roll.
I get, with my awesome +0 to melee attacks,
Yeah.
an 8.
All right. That is not enough,
Did a foot like get stuck?
but it was a cool maneuver. I'll allow different game system, but I'll allow you to roll with advantage. I'll allow you to roll it again.
Woohoo! Hang on, let me put the 8 back out. Where's the 8? There. Okay, here's the second one. Ah. I also rolled an 8
Are you kidding me?
with my second roll.
Oh, that's the most
You should try
frustrating-
this one.
I'm-
This one gives dirty.
I'm
20.
really glad you gave me advantage there.
It's a dirty dice.
You're welcome. Ashra,
Now, I did order the NPCs to stop firing.
they did stop firing. Oh,
Yay.
and I got to do a bit there. Get a load of this guy. He gives us guns. He says stop firing. We do. All of a sudden, he's like, "Don't fire." This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm telling you, he's got glitchy software. You know, this is the last time I'm listening to this sodden smeghead.
Smeghead. I love that.
All right, so what are
Okay,
you doing?
so Ash is just hoofing it up the stairs. She's running as fast as she possibly can. Did you see my run action? Shut up. I'm running up the stairs. And she's repeating in her mind, okay, we gotta fly this ship. We gotta get away from people. We gotta push those suits out. We can do this. We can do this. Okay, we can do this. Do I make it to my bedroom / bridge / not cockpit in time?
Well, you can definitely make it there, but you're not going to have time to start really doing
That's
anything.
a lot of slash.
You just
Yeah.
kind of.
I know.
You just kind of stop in the doorway. You're heaving
I am
like.
so out of breath. I'm just.
Can you do your run action?
Yes. So then we're going to go to Joy.
I'm still working on getting space shoots out into the
Space shoots.
space shoots
Okay, just checking.
out into the airlock. I got a 4
Woo!
on
Yeah.
the melee attack.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So,
because I'm
Not
3 feet
helpful.
tall.
yeah,
I
so
mean, that's fair.
that's not going to work out too well
Apparently,
for you.
the magic number
Zendarian?
is 4. 4 feet tall to get hold of the space suits.
You grab.
What's going on with Bleedy here? Is he still bleeding or?
Well, yeah, he's still bleeding around his eyes. Your spell was to mend objects, so you didn't heal him or anything.
Yeah, no, I realized that I would not have wasted that spell, but not important.
Well, I'll still let you have the spell. I'll say you just didn't.
It doesn't matter. It's a 0 level spell. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do at this point, so
Come help us
Um,
with the space suits.
Yeah.
yeah,
your
I'm
hand
too
at
far away to
grappling.
do anything with that. I could go over and use mending on that control panel, though.
Okay, you're gonna do that.
Yeah, that might actually accomplish something.
Mend the control panel.
Okay, that should be within your distance.
So depending on how damaged it was, I can give it back 4 hit points. And if that's more than half of its original, then it's no longer broken.
If that's more than half. Yes, you managed to succeed in that. The Invictus, or Vicky, is able to speak with you once more.
I'll tell her to prepare the airlock for spacing of those spacesuits. Be ready to slam the door shut and take them out once we get them all in there.
So, so Vicky or Invictus goes, understood, and the inner door of the airlock slides open. You hear, all right, and so now it goes Tybar.
Okay. I need to get into a spot where I can start pushing the suits too without getting into my friend's ways here. So whichever suit I can get to and push into the airlock.
Shove Shanty out of the way there. No, just kidding.
Just step over her. She's only like 4 feet.
As long as you're not charging or doing something like that, you can move through a space with your allies.
Yeah, so you can.
Problem is the enemies are on the other side.
Yeah, so you can sort of go through the same space that he is. So for the sake of just game mechanics, I'm moving him.
I just like grab him, pull him outside, and just go through.
So you can go ahead. You can.
You want me to do athletics?
Yeah, just do athletics.
I like that idea. 14.
The thing's holding in place. You couldn't quite get it out, but it's you still got a grip on it. So you can try again for next time.
Bro,
Dice
get a
is
grip.
mediocre.
Chantrell.
Okay.
Get her.
Oh wait, I usually skip you. Hold on.
Yeah, wait.
Yeah, at this point, it's tradition.
Yeah.
So Nick's gonna take his turn.
Yeah, no.
Oh wait, we skipped Chantrell. Okay, Chantrell, now you may take your
Oh,
turn.
thanks. Okay, so I successfully have a spacesuit in my grasp. Yes. So now we're going to try and actually hook it into the airlock.
Okay. So, strength check.
12.
Whoa.
Yeah, my guy's not going.
I still have him though, right?
Yes.
Okay, we're good. That's fine.
You're locked in a death grip.
I refuse to let go of his waist. I don't know.
Just start biting him. Ah.
Okay.
If it wants to bite me, I can poison
It
it.
just gums it.
Okay.
I don't think it matters a whole lot because if we space them, we're not going to get them back anyway.
AC 13 on you, and AC. I don't think I gave him many pluses to attack.
13.
Okay. So 13 and 9 is not going to hit you, I imagine.
No.
Okay.
On
so,
kinetic, right?
Oh, wait, it's a 2d6 on this one. So you get 4 points of damage.
And that goes into stamina.
Stamina first until it's gone, then it goes into hit points. All right. So then that's that. Now, everybody that's in this area, so that, well, it's not going to affect you, Nick, but it's going to affect Tybar, and it's going to affect you, Chantrell. It's going to affect Joy, and these NPCs. Yes. So 3 points of damage as this fog starts spreading out, and it becomes harder and harder to see, kind of like if you're driving in a dense fog. So even if you have dark vision or something like that, it's still, you know, because if you were to drive in thick fog during the daylight, you could still not see, and it's
Yeah.
like that. So now everything is going to be, any ranged attacks or anything like that that you do are going to be at a -2.
That hits my stamina first, right?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yes.
If we have the NPCs fire, it'll be even more difficult for them to hit.
No, Nick. No.
Clearly, we're going to have to come up with a plan B.
I'm out of stamina.
Oh, whoops,
Going
whoops.
any more hit points I take
Let's
are going
see.
into the actual hit points.
All right.
Gotta write it.
And
Right place.
I didn't do a regular attack on you, Nick. So this isn't the choking one, which you don't get, but AC 6, so it doesn't get you.
I hope not.
So Vicky comes on, and she says, "This life form as you can tell, it's some sort of moisture base, like a fog, sentient life fog. I'm detecting various different elements and minerals commonly found in life forms in it, but I found no structure, no binding component, just minerals and droplets of water, and there is electrical activity. I'm thinking the spacesuits are how they survived the environment that they were in before, because since these creatures are based in moisture, if they weren't in some sort of a protective suit, they would either have frozen or they would have evaporated. But the attacks that they're dealing on everyone in their cloud form seems to be pulling out elements from you. They're pulling out various minerals and elements, specifically calcium. So as the fight goes on, your bones will get weaker.
Don't have bones.
Well, it's still pulling out other minerals,
Yeah.
Potassium and nitrogen and all kinds of other different.
The very
elements and
useful things for our well-being.
Yes. The only one that's not affected, because they have a sort of a slam attack they're doing, which affects Nick, but the breathing ones do not. And did I have Nick go?
No.
No, not yet.
Okay. I'll skip
Now
Nick
it's your
this
turn
time.
to be scared.
Yay! I'm special. All right.
Because he declined your pencil, that's why.
So, he declined my pencil, and now he's my turns. All right. Nick is going to shout an order to the NPCs that they need to help us just all together, just shove these things into the airlock. Everyone together, heave ho these things like this. And then Nick wraps his arm around the neck of one of the suits, flips over the top of it, and does a shoulder throw and yeets this thing dramatically into the airlock.
Do we have to use the word yeet?
And I rolled an 8! Woo!
So you're, but that's okay, because you see what I rolled?
7.
Yes, but that 7's on fire. So it counts as more. It's. I thought it was a 1 at first, so it's a 7, but it's still lower than yours.
You yeeted him into the airlock.
Yeeting has occurred!
Yeetage.
Woo!
1 are you
The
yeeting?
one that's been smacking me this whole time.
All right, so that would actually be, because this one was the one that was
Oh, is
deflating.
that okay, the one on tie bar then.
And then, tie
Yeah,
bar.
eat that one.
And so, yes, and so you'd get a bonus for that
Woohoo!
as well. So you push one into the airlock, the Invictus shuts the airlock door, and then there's a warning sound that goes off whenever the airlock is going to be opened. So that sound goes off, and I don't have a good sound
Here,
for
I'll do it.
He's sound effect hurt
You
now.
should have made it sound like the Ecto one.
So now it goes Ashra.
Alright.
Who are you saying one moment to?
No, you gotta go. Ah.
Okay, take your turn.
Ah.
Was breathing. Vicky, you can see, it's me. Look, my eyes. And then she's gonna like push her hair out of her way and be like, look in my eyes. It's me. Let me in. I gotta fly us.
You told me not to pay attention to your eyes, so I'm not looking. La 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 la, not
Well,
looking.
let me in. I need to fly us. And then I'm gonna get in my little fly city pilot, not cockpit seat. Yep, that's my technical term for that.
Fly
And
pilot
I'm
seat.
gonna roll, shut up, a piloting check to take us places, and I rolled a natural, awful, sad 1. But I get a plus 16. Does that count? So
It-
17?
So with a plus 16, you roll a 17.
yes, generally like on attack rolls, they usually, it depends on how the DM does it. Sometimes they don't have the 20 and the ones or whatever. I usually still have it count on checks. But in this case, well, you can get it to the Invictus to start going forward. You just can't do any crazy maneuvers type thing. So, you kind of you take off with one of those. And
I'm a little shaky, guys. I'm nervous.
And what happened as you're looking out the window trying to figure out, all of a sudden coming up to you, slamming right into the window, all of a sudden, bang, is one of the spacesuits, and it's banging on the window. It's just
Is there a camera lock catching that? 'Cause that was so good.
yes.
Yay, okay.
There should be. This one should be.
Where's
should
the
be on.
bleep button?
I have the bleep button.
Get ready, get ready.
What the?
It's not even like, it's a sad.
Shut up.
I hear someone knocking. Come in.
No, Vicky, no. This is not the time to be polite. That's the creepy, weird middle frog murder thingy. Let it go. Bye-bye. Forever. No.
Oh.
No. No more winter.
Okay, so you get the ship starting to move, and you have one of those things banging on the windshield. Joy.
Use the wipers.
Wait, do spaceships have wipers?
All
I have
spaceships
nothing
have
to
wipers,
try but
that's
try to
it.
get the other spaceships
They
out.
also have a DVD
Spacesuit.
player.
Spacesuit.
We're in the ship.
So yeah, Vicky opens the door, and again.
But this one
after-
doesn't have a rear entertainment system.
Three.
I have a -1 to melee.
Okay.
3.
That doesn't work. Well, how about athletics? Is that any better for you?
Try doing a shoulder throw. It works really well.
Well, that would have given me 4.
Yeah. I rolled and I forgot what I had gotten. I beat you before. Okay, so I rolled a 1. So
I got distracted by its
He
friend
only
being thrown out
re-rolled it
there.
because it says why.
okay, and so the door shuts again, and then there's the
Go Joy! Woohoo!
then there's a sound effect of the
Mighty 4.
decompression of that little thing. And
It
the
does the Wilhelm
thing
scream.
goes
Ah!
slow now. Oh yeah, the Wilhelm scream.
There you go. Even though it's only gas and fog, it does the Wilhelm scream.
Yes.
This is law.
It's just really, really tiny. Every particle is screaming.
Then you hear on the outside of the airlock door.
Nick says, "Go around."
It's occupied.
And then he tells pilot, "Turn on the blinker so he knows to go around us."
Do spaceships have blinkers?
All
They do
spaceships
now.
have blinkers as standard. They also have a DVD player
Okay.
and an 8-track.
But once again, no rear entertainment system
A
for us.
vinyl record player.
A 6 vinyl record player. There we go. It's just a jukebox at that point.
So I guess you could say that Vicky turned away and slammed the door.
No.
I don't care.
No,
all
Joy
gonna
turned
get
away and slammed the
sued.
door.
Going to say
We all know, Nick.
storm rain.
Stop singing, please.
Nick, we know that
No.
song went viral. You're not connected to the internet to get views.
The boys never thought it'd be
Stop.
So Tybar.
Zendarian?
Oh, what's that? Did I?
You skipped Zendarian.
Oh, I did.
You're
I'm
skipping
having a bad
You're
night.
everybody.
in a skippy skip.
Skip,
Yeah.
skip.
I'm not good tonight.
You'll get a
so,
skip.
So Zandarian.
Isn't that all of them?
There's
That
still a
is-
gas fog.
There's still a gas fog.
Well, you won't like my solution to that, so.
We're like the least melee oriented characters on the crew.
Isn't it
and we're the
attaching
two
to us?
who
So
got rid of
everybody just like.
I got one. I was just strong enough to throw it out.
You
did
can
good. You
go.
pushed him real
Go
close
ahead
to
and
the
skip
airlock.
me.
Oh, you're not sure what you want to do?
No, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Okay. So the one that's coming is that one's just laying on the ground, right? Is all the
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
the black smoke we got to worry about now.
and it's just out of the suit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Tybar's gonna pick up the empty spacesuit, open up the visor, and just try to scoop it into the spacesuit.
You have to patch it up first, then, because there's
I'm
still
gonna
a hole.
like tie off the was it shot in the arm or something?
Yeah, just tie off that limb.
I was imagining it shot in the center mass somewhere.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just gonna like grab that hole and just like scoop it in through the visor.
Does he catch it?
I rolled a 17 on my dice. I don't know what you want me to apply that to.
This is the special scoop attack.
That's actually pretty clever.
So what I imagine happening is you scoop some in, and it first goes out the hole, and you're like, oh, and then you tie it up, and you scoop some
I'm
in,
just
and it goes
scooping.
like this, and it like takes off the hand part, and then goes out the hand, and you're like, oh. So you try
Like a
scooping in,
super
now you're trying to hold all the hands and the things. You got
Stop squiggling.
some of it in there.
I told you, the squiggling is what you got to watch out for.
Chanterelle.
Okay. I don't think there's anything I can do against smoke.
Help me.
Help him scoop.
Can you help him hold the pieces of the suit on?
Give him a +1 to scoop.
I don't think I can.
Plus the air.
Oh yeah, that's a thing. Vicky, flush the cargo bay air
Yeah.
system. Is that where we're in? We're in the cargo bay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Flush the cargo bay area.
Yeah, and Vicky's
Pause for
chewing.
effect.
Warning,
Buffering.
likelihood or other organic life in cargo bay will die once depressurized.
Ah, dying meat bags.
I'm okay with that.
Depressurizing in 10,
Not
9,
depressurized.
8.
I said flush
7.
the air.
Like turning the fan system on.
Please specify request.
Circulate the air.
When did
Yeah.
you get so smart, Tybo?
Circulate the
Does
air.
Tebow know a word like
So-
circulate?
The ventilation
You got
system
some
come on,
sausages for it.
and it comes on full blast. So it's like a hurricane in there. So now papers are swirling around.
And Nick's like, why did they make the ship able to do it this force? And he looks over and there's an Acme air conditioning sticker on there. Like, oh, that's why.
All right.
Acme.
So everyone has to make. It's a 10. You have to make a 15 for laughing at me.
I was laughing with
Is
you.
that include me, even though I'm in the...
And
Oh,
what?
not you, not you.
What are?
Strength or-
18. Sorry.
It's going to be a dex
Not in
save
it.
because
An
you're trying to
8 plus
remain
a 1.
standing with the hurricane
plus 8
force
is 18.
winds.
15.
That's bad.
Ha.
So reflex save.
Reflex.
Yeah.
15,
15.
which is great because I have a +0 to
Okay.
dexterity. I am not a very dexterous
And what'd you get?
mushroom.
18.
You got an 18. All right.
Nat 20.
And 20. And what'd you get, Tybar?
3.
And
Tybar went
Dickiest guy.
dying.
Whoa!
Whoa.
what did Zendarian get?
18.
So
Frickin' Craig just comes and smacks my legs and
yeah. So
Wrestle in the suit.
so the crate
was
comes
scooping,
and hits
guys.
you, and you're caught in the air currents. You're whipping around.
Acme.
oh, I'm gonna hurl.
And when he slams down, he goes, oh, I landed on my keys.
So you manage to have the fog dissipate.
I think we need a Wilhelm scream when Colton lands on his keys.
Okay. So Colton coming down. Unfortunately, though the life form is dispersed, that did not kill it. I'm sure it will reform eventually and then attack one of you again.
Can we isolate it somewhere?
Well, if you didn't throw all the spacesuits out the airlock, perhaps some of you could have gotten in the spacesuits. I could have depressurized. But unfortunately, we have some of the spacesuits outside, and right now, one of them is trying to get through the windshield. It's.
Copyright! Copyright!
Ash is just gonna turn to it and go. Back. As she
And
screams.
turn on the wipers.
Turn on the wipers.
And
It breaks them off.
Nikki turns a little, the windshield sprayer on, so it's going like that, and then like, spraying on its visor.
Okay, I'm gonna do a big brain move here because I'm assuming
Okay.
we're out of initiative order, right?
Yes.
Okay, you said some of the weapons that I gave the NPCs were cryo-based. I'm gonna search for one and ready it so that when this thing coalesces, I can freeze it.
Okay.
Big brain move here.
Why couldn't you have done that like 5 minutes ago?
Because I was too busy being awesome and yeeting spacesuits
It's
out
not
the
a spaceship.
out the shuttlecock.
I thought you said, please excuse my
What?
French, but I thought
I don't know,
you
we're
said
just
space.
throwing out weird.
Shuttlecock.
Yeah,
Okay.
the little thing in
From the poop
badminton
deck.
is called a shuttlecock.
Shuttlecock,
We're not
cockpit,
playing badminton.
Yeah, we are. And
Bedroom.
we threw 2 shuttlecocks out the out the cockpit.
Okay.
Well, anyways,
These
So-
terminologies getting to me.
so I'll allow the you eventually wait for it to show up and
When it
attack again,
coalesces.
and you freeze it, and then it's like a frozen chunk of irregular shaped like ice, and then you could, I imagine you're going to like an airlock and then sending
Space it.
that out.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Space it.
So you managed to get them out. They're all the entities are out. You're down 3 spacesuits, and you still have one on the windshield making inappropriate gestures at the pilot since it can't quite get in the glass. And Vicky's like, "That is quite rude. He's not going to, is he?" And he goes up to the windshield and he's like,
Oh no!
An obscene
At that
space
one,
fog.
Ash is just, I'm done with this, and so I'm gonna roll to do a Jane Austen loop-de-loop as inspired by last game. It is. Hold on, let me read. what I
Jane
wrote down.
Austen.
I wrote this
loop-de-loop.
down. I planned this.
Okay.
It
Hi.
is.
A Jane Austen
A
loop-de-loop
full
is a loop-de-loop
180.
that takes 3 books to do and isn't really that satisfying.
So it's to flip a full
Ba-dum.
180, like to go.
Thank you, everybody. I'll be here till Thursday. Try the veal.
Sorry, what were you saying, buddy?
So I wrote it for combat, where like I fly under the other ship and go up and around them and out that way. But I just kind of like do like this big loop-de-loop as
That's
I
not a
quote.
loop-de-loop. That's an Immelman turn.
It's a loop-de-loop.
A loop-de-loop is where you start at the same place. If you,
You
go
know-
up and then turn around, that's an Immelman turn.
My lack of space knowledge ties into my backstory, sir. And when you figure it out, you're gonna feel so sad for Ash because it's tragic.
You know why I know that? Because I used to be a pilot.
Okay.
I'm rolling.
Yes.
I knew that.
I rolled. I have to math. Okay.
16.
31 to do my Jane Austen loop-de-loop,
Immelman
not Immelman turn.
Immelman turn.
So you're able to pull off this Jane Austen loop-de-loop maneuver,
Immelman turn.
and
No.
and you can shake it off, and then Vicky goes, "Throughout this, I was trying to communicate with it, and at first it didn't understand our language. So I gave it some of our cultural tapes to try to study because it did seem to be intelligent. Unfortunately, the one it picked was Deadpool movies. So I'm afraid I was responsible for its vulgar behavior because I could tell you what it said, but it's really hard to translate when all its language is either some sort of something vulgar, vile, or a cuss word.
I'd appreciate if you didn't translate that, and then I'm gonna spray the windshield and wipe off the butt prints from the suit.
He's still within transmitting range. Well, he or she, and it's quite an interesting language. He's not very fond of us. Yep. Okay, I didn't realize you could make entire sentences out of nothing but swear words, but somehow they managed it.
That's cool. Maybe let's fly away from this thing.
Yeah, but we blow it up.
Why do you want to blow everything up?
We've got a gun. We've got a trigger. We've got a targeting system.
And we have a T-bone.
Yes.
Let's shoot it.
Well, here's my thought process, though. Like, it was just trying to survive.
By killing
I'm
us.
blowing it up.
Well,
I'm
but
going
no,
on the gun and blowing it up.
Do you remember what happened to that?
7.
That poor Inquisitor?
Yeah,
Well-
it was sucking the life force
Well,
out of the
with
Inquisitor
this,
'cause
you
it
can
needed
you
to
can
live.
take a few shots on it, and you can kind of like take a 20 type thing, because
Oh, you
it's
can
a
do it
floating stationary target. So it's even though it's small, so you might miss it a couple of times eventually, or
Tebow just starts shooting too early. No,
just
no,
like in
no.
the movies.
Okay, here we go. Except
There's
he's
a
not moving.
little part of Ash that knows T-Bar.
I am not T-Bar.
Ty-Bar.
It's either
T-Bone.
Ty-Bar or T-Bone.
That knows that T-Bone is on the gun. And she knows what he's trying to do. And she's really, really tempted to just start flying all psycho and mess up his shot. Because that's the kind of relationship that we have. But I will respect his need to shoot big boom booms.
And when T-Bar hits it with the beam,
T-Bone.
it makes a sound, and that sound is...
Oh, that explosion sound.
No.
Oh yes.
There we go. Good job, T-Bar.
A few more, it's overkill.
Ah, yeah. Really shred it, lad. Yeah. Let him have both
There's
barrels.
3 of them.
How much ammo is left?
And Nick draws his
0.
saber and holds it up for all the crew to say, "We've won! Victory!" Ah!
I'm gonna get on the comm with Ash and be like, "It stubbed my toe."
You shot it that many times because it stubbed your toe.
It hurt, okay?
You get to pay for the next weapons or reload refills. What do we call those? My brain is
Whatever.
foggy.
Well, this was well, he's probably on the turret gun, which is a laser, but we'll say it's overheated now, so there's like steam coming off of it. You know, warning.
Tebow's just.
Okay, so
Tebow,
I'm going
smell
to
the cookie, blow out the
confiscate
candle.
back the weapons I distributed, and this time I'm actually going to inspect them and see what I have.
Okay, one of them's like, you didn't give me a weapon.
I smack him and take the weapon.
That was the other guy. That was the other.
I smack both of them and take the weapon.
So they take the weapons back. Okay. So
I take the weapon and smack them with it.
It's like the Three Stooges. You just boom.
Doink.
sorry. Yes, buddy.
You two overtalked me so much. So that whole bit with the dice on fire, I took a picture of one of my die, and we got a retweet and a follow from that. So good job. So now we're at 17.
Well, all right.
You underline.
We're building a community.
The rest of your flight goes relatively uneventful. You have that one person that seems to be traumatized because this thing, it didn't use those attacks on you, but apparently when it starts feeding on people like that after a round or two, it starts also giving you these nightmarish visions. You find out from talking to him of your loved ones dying and you're responsible, or you can't get to them, or it brings up some past event that you feel horrible about, and you're forced to relive it and relive it and relive it, into the point where you can't stand the visions that it puts in your head anymore, and you try to do anything, even take out your own eyes to try to stop the
This is
to
the
try to
guy
stop the
that
visions.
we found in the cargo area.
The
Yeah,
terrorist. Right?
yes, the terrorist.
So,
Oh, and
That-
just for good measure, Tybar's gonna take the body of the Inquisitor and throw it out the airlock.
that's okay. So I think.
Taking off all of his armor and equipment.
And as he's floating off into space, you see the head look up, go.
I'm just gonna turn around and walk away.
Because
Not
obviously,
gonna shoot him?
obviously it was infected and was gonna turn
The Inquisitor?
the Inquisitor.
Yeah,
Oh.
because he still had stuff in him. Ooh.
But yeah, you are right. I'm going back up to the laser gun,
think
and you're
we
just
need
gonna hear the
to-
laser gun go off again.
I knew you would. It seems like this species has come from the deep space not drift that we were in. And the ship that we were up there with, it seems to just like be in the air because they were all infected, you know, in that ship, and then it infected our spacesuits. And I wonder if that's. Oh god, we could have just created a major problem. Thank you for killing them.
A couple of interesting points I'd like to remind you of from the other game. So one thing, you saw they were shooting in every direction and
Yeah,
things
and
like
they were
that.
gouging their eyes
and they
out.
were gouging their eyes out, so you can see why they were doing some of those things. And it was, you can see how the creature was sucking moisture and minerals from the organic beings. And so you know why the bodies were emaciated. You know the other ship was there, it was testing some sort of a drive, but whatever it was, there was life forms there that it encountered.
And they were.
But the other interesting things that, if you remember, you saw the ship, and it looked like it was there a decade or so. The way the rust and corrosion and things like that had happened to it, and it was obviously the power system had power down, and it was freezing cold in there. So these life forms took refuge in basically the spacesuits themselves and just used emergency power to keep themselves warm and, you know, prevent them from freezing or evaporating type thing. So they're even though they're from that plane, they're not really designed to live in space because they can freeze. It may not kill them, but at least, you know, it would stop them from moving like he did with his cryo gun. But the other interesting thing is, the guard said, when you questioned him about it, the Inquisitor, I should say, he said that that ship hasn't been reported missing. It just left not even 2 weeks ago to go on a deep space research mission. So he was aware of it, but when you came up on it, it was a decade later.
Yeah, so a little bit of time passed.
So now you actually are coming up on the planet with the Ichihara Corporation, where they're doing the research, and your original mission is about to commence.